This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. Can you hear me? Please confirm.
Morning, sir. Yes.
Good morning. Thank you.
Morning,
Thank
Sunil.
you, Karthik. Karthik, how is your practice going on?
Yeah, practice is going on, Sunil.
So great to
Installed
hear.
Dockers and yeah, it's going on. So far, it's going
Okay.
good.
So Jenkins also you have practiced.
Yes.
So how are you feeling overall? You're comfortable with the technology, Docker, DevOps?
Yeah. Now I'm pretty comfortable. I don't know what in and out and all, how it's working, what is the
Okay.
process.
Do you know DevOps before, or is it the first time you're learning?
No, this is the first time.
Okay. You're okay, right? You are able to understand
Yeah.
concept.
Yes.
Thank you. Any questions, Karthik?
So far, no questions. It's going good, Sunil.
Thank you, Karthik. Thank you very much.
Hello, sir.
Satyam?
Sir,
Yes, Satyam.
can you please explain me this -d detached mode command and one is -p command? Actually, I missed your two lectures. I was accumulated with some task. That is
Okay.
the reason. Yes,
Did
sir.
you go through the video?
Yes, sir. I watched the video, but I did not understood that command.
-p for port mapping. We are mapping the
Okay.
port from the Docker host point of view, right? Or we are not
Okay,
using the
sir.
default port. For
Sir,
that, we
but
are using -p.
okay. Do we are using those specific ports, right? Like we can even use
Yes.
random ports.
Instead of 7070, 8080, you can use any port whichever you want. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
And D for detached mode, instead of getting log messages, if you go for a detached mode, you get the prompt back. Anyways,
Hmm.
we'll be seeing it again and again in our coming examples.
Okay, sir.
Yes, Dinesh. Any questions, Dinesh?
Sunil, can you hear me now?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please tell me.
Yesterday, I created Ubuntu machine on the Docker host. While trying to connect through Putty, I'm unable to connect. I mean, like it's not getting the session. I mean, I created a user in the Ubuntu, and when we view IP in Putty session, it's showing connection timed out.
I will check it.
Sorry.
I'll check it. Okay.
Okay, Sunil.
Akhil, I'll reply to your mail today. Okay.
Okay, Sunil, I will check now.
No, I will reply to your mail today. Okay.
Okay, you
Afternoon.
will. Okay. I thought like you replied.
I'll reply back.
Okay.
Karthik, what is a
Yes, sir.
multi-container architecture?
Multi-container architect. See, the multi-container architect means we can do install all the MySQL, Tomcat, Ubuntu, like that multi-container we can do it.
Creating multiple containers and establishing links between the containers is nothing but multi-container architecture.
Yes, we're linking with one
That's how
container to
you
another container. Okay.
linking one container with other container is nothing but multi-container architecture. And Karthik, multi-container architecture can be done in how many ways?
It will interact with the one that is interact with the app server to the DP server, or interact with the
In how many
link or
ways?
Docker Compose, or in the Docker Compose.
In two ways you can create multi-container architecture by
Yeah,
using hyphen link.
hyphen link and Docker Compose.
Hyphen link we already have seen it. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
No. We have seen couple of examples. We have seen BusyBox containers. We have seen
Correct.
WordPress
We're
container.
installing. Yeah, we installed with the two BC container
Yes.
with create
I want
link.
to I want to discuss this LAMP architecture.
Yeah,
And then one more example called CI/CD environment and then testing environment. And I want to move ahead to the next way of creating multi-container architecture by using Docker Compose. Prashant, you missed the class. Did we go through the video?
Nah, sir. I mean, I missed the class because I had a headache. But later on, throughout the day, I was busy. The other day as well, and yesterday as well.
Okay.
I'm trying to close some positions, and those are taking a toll on me.
You're currently working as HR?
I know I joined a company working as an IT manager right now. So joined a learning mat as an IT manager. So there have been pending roles, in fact, that has to be filled across because of the COVID situation. All the IT support engineers, in fact, loaded like anything. So we have openings for 2 IT support engineers, then 2 openings for IT infra lead. One for servers, the other one is for networks and security. Then there are client-based roles as well, wherein we have to monitor ESXi servers loaded with. I mean, it's a data center operation role as well.
Okay. So when did you
So,
join?
5 days back right now.
You're from which city?
But
Hello?
I'm from Mumbai.
Okay. Currently working from home.
Yeah. So my boss was actually, I mean, he has been actually managing these roles, but he is so full. I mean, now he's trying to actually give out, I mean, delegate all his, all his tasks that is
Responsibilities.
there to me. So those things, as well as understanding the client's aspects as well, it takes a lot of time. Plus multiple issues that is there on the server, you have to manage that. There are a lot of endpoints that I have to actually capture and things to be worked upon. And of course, users keep on piling like in on Jira tickets and everything. So managing those, streamlining those, it actually takes an entire day. I start by around 9 in the morning and goes
Okay.
till 9 or 10 in the night.
Very hectic.
And hectic in the first week, but once it's streamlined, then of course things would be going smooth.
Okay. Always switch to root user. Create a LAMP architecture using Docker. One more example of multi-container, very important example. You can place this in your resume also. There are few products which are developed using LAMP architecture. What does LAMP stands for? Linux operating system, Apache Tomcat, server, MySQL database, and PHP is a front end. You can completely make a running application using this LAMP architecture. The beauty is that all are open source, isn't it? So everything is free. So for to develop an application, we need to can have front end. Front end you can develop using PHP. Backend, yes, you can use MySQL. Once it is deployed, you can deploy it in a web server Tomcat, and you need an operating system. That's Linux. Okay. So and when you want to do this, you have to establish links between the containers. Linux is an operating system we already have. Our Docker host is Linux machine. Okay. So next, I want to create what I want to do. Always start from the backend. Always create MySQL container first. I won't remove the existing containers, if any. There are some existing containers which I have removed. Fine. Docker container ls to see list of all the containers. No containers as of now. Fine. So we want to create Linux is already there in LAMP architecture. We have MySQL and link it to PHP Tomcat. So first I'm creating MySQL container. And we already learned how to create a MySQL container. We already have explained it. MySQL:5 is nothing but the image. You have to use environment variable MySQL root password. We already have seen documentation how to use environment variable names. Name of the container MyDB. D for detached mode, E for and D for detached mode. The concept of detached mode, Satyam, is that you will not get the log messages, you get the prompt back.
Okay, sir.
See, immediately I got the prompt back. Are you getting log
Mhm.
messages? No,
No, no, sir.
like this.
Okay.
Tomcat container. Let's say I want to create a Tomcat container. When I'm creating a Tomcat container, I'll be establishing link to MySQL container. And how to establish link to a container by using --link. Link it to which container you want, link it to MyDB. MySQL is the name of the link. So Sri conflict. Sorry, this one I need to. So Satyam, so how is DevOps? It looks to be very easy, right?
Yes, sir. I am
Huh?
trying to practice and I'm enjoying
No,
practicing it.
you're trying to practice. That's fine.
Yes,
The
yes, sir.
concept itself looks to be very easy. Am I right?
So Jenkins is bit difficult, but Docker is quite simple.
So done. I have created Tomcat container and I have linked it to. Yes, I have created Tomcat container and I have linked it to MySQL container. Okay, fine. Next, what I want to do, I want to create a PHP container. The PHP container, this example gives you one more learning. Till now, we are establishing 1:1, one-to-one connection linking. Am I right? Ananya, one container we have established to one container. 1:1 ratio, we have created links, but need not be always. One container can be established linked to multiple containers. So in this example, we'll be learning PHP container gets linked to MySQL database as well as Tomcat also. One container to two containers. 1:2. Like this, we can have one-to-one. Till now, how many containers we have created? Two containers. One is MySQL, the other one is Tomcat. If you want to see list of all the containers, we already know the command docker container ls. Yes, we have Tomcat container, we have MySQL container. Next, if you want to have more information about the container, we have never used this command inspect. Docker inspect. I want to inspect the second container which I have created. What is the name of the second container in Apache? Whenever you run a command docker inspect followed the container name, it provides you more information about the container. It provides you more information about the containers. Look at this. In this inspect option, you can see, I'll show you. In the links, you can see to which container it is linked to MyDB container. Got it? So inspect will provide you more information about the container. Whenever you want to have more information about the container, use inspect. PHP container. I want to start a PHP container. Docker run. Image name PHP. Name of the container also I want to name it as PHP. D for detached mode. Hyphen linker. Linking it to Apache container. Name of the link is Tomcat. Hyphen link. I'm using it 2 times. One container is linking to 2 containers. The second container is MyDB followed with MySQL. Isn't it? Very simple. I just want to show you that one container can be linked with multiple containers. Like this, you should be in a position to create containers. Not only just creating a containers, if required, you should be able to link between the 2 containers. Linking 2 containers is nothing but multi-container architecture. Am I right? Clear? Done. Clear, Chetan? I think these days you are not regular, Chetan, this week.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Got it.
Hmm? Did you go through the videos?
Yes. Yeah.
Done. So please keep in mind, you definitely need to create a multi-container architecture. If required, you should be position to do it. And you can create multi-container architecture using 2 ways, by using hyphen link. That's the first way which you are doing it. There's one more way of creating multi-container architecture by using Docker Compose. We'll be seeing here. Create a CI/CD environment. What does CI/CD stands for? Satyam? What does CI/CD stands for?
Sir, continuous integration, continuous deployment.
Okay. Delivery.
Delivery, sorry.
For that, what is the environment you want? You need a Jenkins container.
Jenkins environment. Yes.
Isn't it? You need a Jenkins container. And you need a, this dev QA is nothing but Tomcat.
Tomcat.
Production is
Yes.
also Tomcat only.
Tomcat.
And to perform CI/CD stages, we should link. Jenkins should be linked to Tomcat. Dev should be linked to
Tomcat.
QA server. Next, any more links?
Dev server should be linked with this prod server for delivery purpose.
Very good. Perfect. Dev should be linked with prod also. So don't say that dev to QA, QA to prod. Don't be under that impressions. Everything is done by Jenkins, isn't it? Let's remove all the containers.
If you are in Docker host, and how we need to jump for one container, like you create a MySQL container, how we need to go for that container?
When you create a MySQL container, go to Docker. I have seen it now. We have seen how to go. No.
Yeah, I mean directly while
We
creating.
have we have created a MySQL container. We have entered into that particular database. We have entered into that particular bash terminal, and then we have learned how to create a table. So using that, you can connect to the database from the terminal. Okay.
I mean, not only database, some other container. If you want to jump to that container, we need to use some.
Now how do you jump into Jenkins container here?
Where they are asking Jenkins. I mean, like
from the browser.
Sorry?
From the browser we have Jenkins, right?
Yeah. No, in
from Tomcat.
In host, if you want to go for Jenkins or else Ubuntu, something like that. I mean, the container which we created, how we need to go to that container. We can
Look at
check the container, all the things.
look at this. Look at this.
I didn't understand his question. Can you repeat his
No,
question?
no, no. Dinesh, look at the
Yeah,
Jenkins. Now, first step, what I'm doing, creating
you are
a
creating
Jenkins container.
Jenkins.
What
Yes.
environment we are creating? CI/CD. Actually, to create a
Yes.
CI/CD environment in the Jenkins classes, do you remember? We have created 3 EC2 machines, one dev server, one QA
Yes.
server,
Yes.
one prod server. We have created 3 independent EC2 machines. But here we are not doing it. We are providing the same environment using Docker. Okay. So we'll be creating
Okay.
one Jenkins container, one Tomcat container, one production container,
Okay.
one QA and one production, one dev. Okay. And we'll be
Okay.
establishing links. Okay. Now, how do you access it, Dinesh? Do you remember
Yeah.
Jenkins runs on what port number? 8080.
8080 and
Tomcat
public IP
runs on.
hyphen 880.
That's it.
P
But if
hyphen
you are
880.
mapping it from the Docker host point of view, you provide a different IP address, right?
Yeah, because of conflict for both Jenkins and Tomcat.
Look at
So,
this
through browser you can access like
browser.
in host. Yeah. In host, if you
Docker
want to
run
check.
Jenkins name dev server. Jenkins runs on 8080 -p for port mapping Satyam, and then 700 is the mapped port. D for detached mode. What do
Okay.
you mean by detached mode? Generally, if you don't use detached mode, you get a message, Satya. Jenkins is fully up and running. Those kind of log messages you'll have it, isn't it? But here,
Yes,
when you
sir.
are using detached mode, you will not have those log messages. Immediately, you are getting the prompt back.
From server. Yes.
Container is ready. How can
Okay.
I access this container? Dinesh, take the public IP. Colon. What is the port number we have mapped? Yes. Okay. We need 2 Tomcat containers, one for QA, one for prod. How to create a Tomcat container? Pretty easy. Okay, so but you have to practice hands-on. When I'm training you, it is easy. Definitely, you feel it's very easy. You don't need to practice. Everything is gone clear. Yes, you are right. Everything is. It's easy also, but we have to practice. Otherwise, we forget it. That's the point. Docker run. Name of the image. Tomcat. Name of the container. QA server. Detached mode. Port mapping. Tomcat runs on 8080. Mapping it to same port. That's fine. Link to dev server. What is dev server? Dev server is the name of the container. Link name is Jenkins. That's it. Tomcat will be. Instead of Tomcat, what we do, I go use Tom W. How many of you, anybody knows YAML in our batch? How to create a YML file, YAML files? Is there anyone who know about YML?
Not in depth, sir, but something
Okay,
in short, I and Chetan, we
basic.
are aware.
Even I went through few videos, but not really clear.
Okay. Prashant, you and
So,
Chetan has done it.
yeah, we both attended Hari's lecture.
Chetan, okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So Chetan,
Hello.
are you familiar with YAML?
Yes.
So what is YAML? How to write a YAML file? Hmm?
Always basically we consider like JSON files, simple syntax.
Okay, you are not. What about YAML?
Yeah, AML is similar to JSON. I said. Yeah.
Similar to JSON, but you are familiar with YAML, right?
Yes.
Okay, can you give a seminar tomorrow how to write a YAML file? This is the
Yeah, sure.
huh?
Yeah, yes.
Rajshekhar,
No, sir.
Chanakya, you want to say something?
Yeah, sir. Sir, is Docker file and YAML file both the same or different?
Different.
Okay. Actually, I heard about this Docker file, so I thought
Okay.
those are same.
Anyways, we'll experiencing Docker file in couple of classes. Can you
Okay,
understand?
fine.
So
Yeah.
Jaitan, are you ready for seminar tomorrow about YAML file? Understanding the participants are completely zero in YAML. So do you make them comfortable about what is YAML? How to create a simple YAML file? Importance of root elements? How to write key value pair? How to check whether the
Yeah,
YAML is
sure.
correct syntax or not? Okay, can you give a 1 hour session tomorrow?
Yeah, sure.
Prepare it.
No problem.
You're currently working,
Yeah. No.
so you have some time to prepare, right?
Yes.
Hmm? Okay. You want to
Yes.
take up?
I can. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
First YAML we use first. You know Docker Compose. So first let's have a YAML file discussion and then we'll go for Docker Compose. Public IP, colon, what is the port number we have mapped? 8080. Nice. Did you create? Okay, we have not created it. QA server. Okay. Now public IP 008. Yes, if you're seeing this page, congrats. This is what server? QA. Similarly, production. 8080 mapping it to 9090. Same Tom double image. Nine zero nine zero. Yes. So point is, look at this. Production server is linked to dev server. So finally, we have created CI/CD environment. How much time you have taken? Very less time. Isn't it? Very less time. Normal time, we create EC2 machines, we install Jenkins, we install Tomcat. So it's all about quickly providing the infrastructure whenever required. Okay.
But you haven't selected, like you haven't created 3 environments, right? In the only one mission you have given all these things.
Only one mission. Which mission?
On normal Docker host only have.
That is the concept, right? In Docker host only, we have created 3 missions.
Then see for production, there, like not be installed on production, right?
Repeat again. For production.
See, the Jenkins should be installed only in dev mission, not in QA and production, right? Then how you are
Yes.
differentiating? Yes. But you are installing all the things in same mission, right? Here on same one mission only have installed all these three.
In the live environment, we create it in 3 different EC2 missions. Okay. As I said, if it is in the live, never we will not use Docker host in the live environments. Okay. Docker host is providing the infrastructure in case if a development team needs one Jenkins and one Tomcat, they want to do some quick download a code and then quick installation and deployment. So in that case, a quick way of providing infrastructure. We will not use this infrastructure in the real-time dimension. Okay. In the live environments,
All these
we'll
three in
create
one.
separate EC2 missions. separate EC2
Okay.
machines. Okay.
So at the time we'll use this one, or else we'll go to the EC2.
Where, which one, which time? Production.
In live, yeah, in production, we'll not use
In the
Docker.
live, we will to go for EC2 machines. In the live, we will not use Docker at all.
Okay, fine.
Dinesh,
So
never,
for
not
dev,
only in this
yeah,
example, never.
for dev purpose,
Docker is
demo.
ephemeral.
Okay,
Docker is ephemeral. Ephemeral is temporary.
okay.
Okay.
So you can create
It's not used for.
all the three in one mission here for
Yeah,
the
yeah. Yes.
okay.
That's called multi-container architecture. No?
Yeah, and I am unable to access that IP that like which we created Ubuntu mission. So can you?
That's what you told me, no? Linux machine putty, you are unable to. Right?
Yeah.
We'll see. Okay. Now, this is a requirement we got it from the testing team. This is a requirement we got it from a testing team. Okay. So, testing team has requested infrastructure, not the development team. Testing team needs this kind of infrastructure. They need a Selenium hub container. In Selenium automation tool, there's something called Selenium hub concept. They need the Selenium hub container, and they need two Selenium nodes. One is Chrome node, one node with Chrome browser installed, one node with Firefox browser installed. Create a Selenium hub container linked with two node containers, one node with Firefox browser installed, one node with Chrome browser installed. Testers should be able to test Selenium automation programs. Once we give this environment to the testing team, they will be using some automation testing program to test an application on multiple browsers. They want to experience how the browser is working on Chrome and how the browser is working on Firefox, and then they want this particular architecture, and then this node should be linked with hub, and then this Firefox should also be linked with hub. This is the testing requirement. We can do that. So first, what we need to search for Selenium hub, where the images will be available. All the images are available in hub.docker.com. Am I right? So what we want, Selenium. Look at the Selenium hub container. Selenium/hub. This is the image name. We don't need to pull it. We directly run it. Image name is Selenium/hub. Look at this. Docker run. Image name Selenium/hub. Hyphen name option is used to provide a name to the container. I'm naming it as hub. Port mapping, hub runs on port 444. I'm mapping it to same port. -t for detached mode, -p for port mapping. So I'm creating one hub container as per the testing team requirements.
Sunil, what if we did not provide a port mapping?
You will not able to access that particular container. So you have to provide port mapping mandatory.
Port mapping we have to provide. But default port it will get now. It will take default port. It is
You have
404.
no default port also you will not get. I'm not sure. You map it to, if you want the default port, map it to default port only, like our previous example.
Okay.
Tomcat is 8080. I map it to same 8080, na?
Same port, yes.
Yeah.
This is the but it is mandatory.
Yes. Selenium node. Selenium node Chrome is one container. Selenium node Firefox is one container. Selenium node with Chrome browser installed. Docker run Selenium node with Chrome debug. Name of the container is Chrome. Detached mode port mapping. This runs on 5900. Mapping it to 5901. Linking it to hub is my first container. Name of the link as Selenium.
Sunil, after Selenium,
1 minute.
what is
1
it?
minute. Okay. Yes, tell me.
Wanted to know,
Krishna.
like in after Selenium, you write in Selenium / node Chrome debug. What
This
is
one, right?
that? Yeah.
We're talking about the complete verb.
Yes.
This is the image name.
Okay.
Selenium slash.
Okay. So that's the image name. Okay.
Look at it. Selenium slash node hyphen Chrome debug is. You don't have debug. There's one more image called debug. The complete name, even slash also part of the image name. Here
Okay.
also
Got
this
it.
slash up is the name of the image name.
Okay.
This is Firefox debug.
Thank you.
So one Selenium hub container linked with two node containers. Okay. So total 3 containers, Docker containerless. An interesting thing is that Firefox and Chrome are GUI containers. They are not containers where you can access it from the application. It's like a Windows environment. Tomcat, if you want to access a Tomcat container, we are taking the public IP and port number, we are accessing Tomcat, isn't it? Jenkins also we are doing it because they are running on a particular application. Web server. It's a web server. So it runs on port number. But these are graphical user interface. It's something like an operating system. So how do you access a GUI based container? For example, you have created a Windows container. On Docker host, you have created a Windows container. How do you access it? So these kind of Windows based containers we'll be accessing using a tool called as VNC Viewer. Have you heard? I think many of you have heard about this VNC Viewer. You need to download VNC Viewer. It's a small software. So you can see here, I already have downloaded. Opening VNC Viewer. This particular VNC Viewer, it helps you to connect to a container, and which container? It's Windows based containers or GUI based containers. Now I want to connect to my container. Public IP of the Docker host, because all these are running on Docker host, right? All these are running on Docker host. So go to public IP of the Docker host. Colon. This node is mapped to 5901. So Docker host colon 5901. It's in the VNC viewer. And this comes with the default password secret. Default. I have connected to GUI based container. This is a GUI based container. Got it? Okay. Like this, they'll be using these containers. Okay. Fine. In the same way, we have one more container, right? 5902. So you can access the node container type of container. So this is how, as per the requirements, we should be able to, the only thing what you should be able to do is create containers and establishing links to the containers. And we are doing this successfully. How are we establishing links? By using hyphen hyphen. Look at this. How are we establishing links? By using hyphen hyphen link option. So one way of creating a multi-container architecture by using hyphen hyphen links is the first way. All the commands, whatever we have learned, are ad hoc commands. In this previous case, we have installed two containers, right? One Selenium hub and one node container, one Firefox container. So only total 3 containers. First container created, second container linked to first container, third container also linked to the first container. Let's say if there are 80 containers. If there are 80 containers and then one container should be linked to multiple containers, the do we need to create 80 commands? Do we need to run 80 commands? Yes, you have to do that, but that's not the right way. That's not the right approach. That's not the right approach. You may not have 80 containers, but definitely there are approximately 10 to 11 containers where one container is linked to two, three containers. Every container is linked to two containers. So total these many number of commands is difficult for you to manage. That's not the hyphen hyphen link option is used for establishing link to a container. If there are maximum 3, 4 containers, that's it. When there are more number of containers, when each container is linked to multiple containers, this is not the right approach. You have to create a multi-container architecture when there are no number of containers by using a feature called as Docker Compose. By using Docker Compose. Using Docker Compose, we create containers and establish link to the containers. That's more better way of managing containers in the real time. Hyphen hyphen link is also used. That's only for 2, 3 containers. When there are more number of containers, we don't use hyphen hyphen link. We use Docker Compose. When you are writing a Docker, when you want to use this feature called as Docker Compose, you need to use a YAML file. That's the reason I ask you, are you comfortable with YAML? YAML. YML. What does YAML stands for, Chetan? Hmm? Any idea? No? Chetan, can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
What does YAML stands for?
Not really.
Yet another markup language. It's a markup language like HTML. Okay. So using this YAML file, we'll be creating Docker Compose file. When you run the Docker Compose file, happily containers will be created and each container will be linked to multiple containers as per the YAML file which we have written. Okay. And Dinesh, the meaning of ad hoc means, where did I use that word? Ad hoc, instant. Ad hoc is nothing but in case if you want to quickly create 2 containers, okay, within no time you want to create it. That's ad hoc way, not the professional way. In other words, if you look at the term called ad hoc. When necessary or needed, immediately, spontaneously creating containers is ad hoc. Okay, extemporarily, sort of roughly, quickly. Okay, but the right approach is Docker Compose. So the second way of creating multi-container architecture Second way of creating multi-container architecture. That is by using our Docker Compose. We'll see it in tomorrow's class. Okay. Yes,
Hello,
Asif.
Sunil. Can you connect VNC one more time and show how connected and how? But we are not able to see browser over there. No?
There's somewhere one browser option could be there. Somewhere you have an option of applications.
Okay, but
System.
here we'll get a browser option.
Chrome.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Make Chrome Euro. Okay.
So they
Thank you.
will use the Selenium scripts. Okay, they will open an application and run the Selenium scripts, and that application will be tested.
Yes.
So we don't need to worry about void this environment, how to use it, because this environment is not for us, it's for the testing.
We
Okay.
should know idea actually.
So remember, VNC Viewer is an application wherein which you want the GUI based container. In the interview, they'll ask you, have you anytime created a GUI based container? Then how do you access a GUI based container? VNC Viewer is a solution. Okay.
Okay, got it.
Hello.
Yes, Akhil.
Yeah, Sunil, one small doubt. After creating all these missions, containers, who will use this? Like developers will use this one, right? We should set up these all containers and we should
Generally,
give the.
development team will use it. Yes, because development team will give us a requirement. I want so and so containers. So as per their requirement, we'll be creating and giving it to them.
Okay, that means that particular project should be adapt to the DevOps methodology. Then only they can use it. Hello.
For example, need not be always DevOps methodology. Let's say, Akhil, one developer is there. He needs a Linux environment.
Okay.
He needs Ubuntu operating system. Okay, Akhil.
Okay.
Generally, if it will take 1 hour, 2 hours to install Ubuntu, isn't it, in a machine, physical machine? So you can create it in no time and give it to them. So, okay, generally DevOps is used in DevOps. Generally Docker is used in DevOps methodology, no doubt. But the concept of Docker is providing the environment within no time. Okay, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, and like for example, it is a kind
Those are
of.
the development teams. The development team will not stop because we don't have Ubuntu, because we don't have Tomcat. They'll not time pass. Okay, we are forcing them to work because we are providing infrastructure.
And it is a kind of it's a kind of easy to machine also, no? So, like we can say that one also. It's a kind of we can all these can install on easy to machine also, no?
Where did
This
we install?
Ubuntu.
No, everything is installed. Assuming Docker is not there. Tomcat, where do you install? Easy to machine only, na? Jenkins, where do we install? Easy to machine only. No, Ubuntu, where do you install? Okay.
Okay. And what we discussed yesterday, like without OS also, like we can install another container. So if we need only MySQL, we don't need to install Ubuntu or anything, right? Am I right?
Yes, we have created now with directly MySQL container which is running.
It is not mandatory.
Not mandatory. Everything is process isolation. Every container is a process isolation. That means no operating system. See, Jenkins, did we install the Jenkins on Ubuntu? No. Directly Jenkins, right? Independent containers.
Okay.
Directly Jenkins is
But
running.
when should I prefer a Docker? Like even I can go with this in EC2 machine also. So when one
Exactly.
should
If the development team needs it in easy to machine, then we will not come into picture. Why are we installing operating system? That's not your responsibility as a DevOps
mm,
engineer. Okay, then the
okay,
actual operations team will do it. Okay,
okay, okay,
if development team needs Oracle database, not on
mm,
Docker, on
mm,
directly on server on EC2 machine, then we will not never jump into picture. Okay, the mail will be gone to the Oracle database administrators. They will be doing
correct,
it. They'll take 2 times. Then we will not jump into picture at all.
correct.
When
Mm,
you will jump into picture when you get a mail saying that we are stuck, we need this op, we need this environment. Can you do it? Then we will do it
mm,
using Docker because we don't
okay,
need to learn the technology. We are not learning technology, right,
right.
Shakil? We are
Yeah,
not
yeah,
learning technology, but still we are using Docker commands and providing the infrastructure. That's it.
correct. Okay, 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 sir. Clear.
And
And when this YAML will be tomorrow or Monday? YAML session.
today is what?
Friday.
Friday?
2 weeks
I
back
thought.
also we have discussed the same thing.
Which thing?
Like it's a weekend.
Okay. Okay. Chetan, Monday, you are ready?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
You want
sure. No
tomorrow?
problem. Yeah.
Tomorrow also I am available. If tomorrow will be an optional class if you want to say, if you want to give a YAML file, we'll have tomorrow
No,
or you will have Monday. Its option is yours. Chetan, you need to take the decision. You want to give seminar
tomorrow,
tomorrow or
tomorrow we can
Monday?
go. Yeah.
Tomorrow you can
Tomorrow
go.
we can go.
So I
Yeah.
recommend all the participants to join tomorrow same time, 6 o'clock, where the concept is basics of YAML file. People who are completely zero in YAML. So what is YAML file? How to create a YAML file?
Sunil sir, make it Monday. Sunil sir, make it Monday, please.
It's YAML file, na Prashant. You already know all this. Why are you worried? Huh? Chetan
I
is your
know it.
friend.
I know it. I know.
Go through
I
the
know.
video because
No,
already we
I
had a lot of breaks today. So let's see how many response to the weekend sessions. Okay, let's
no,
have
because
it. Chetan,
I have work starting by 9 in the morning itself. And straight
Prashant,
away infrastructure.
that's not a regular class. Just a just a easy class of Chetan explaining about YAML. You already know it. Okay, so don't worry. Okay, my class will be on Monday again. Okay,
Okay.
so Chetan, you are ready for tomorrow 6 o'clock, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
No problem.
So tomorrow, all participants choose tomorrow 6 o'clock. It's session by Chetan where we'll be understanding the concepts of how to create a YAML file and all those. Yes, Vishal.
Sunil,
No.
Dinesh here.
Yes, Vishal.
Hello.
Vishal, can you
Hello.
hear me? You can speak.
Yes, yes. No, nothing on my side. You can go
Okay.
ahead, Dinesh. Yeah.
Sunil, Dinesh here. I'm like that. I have asked one doubt right in the class starting, like Linux mission, how we need to connect.
Yes, yes. We will see that. Any more questions, Vikas?
Yes, Sunil. Now, since we are talking about, first of all, sorry, I was too late today. I need to go through the videos. Um, so now we are talking on many discussion. We are talking about the operation team. So that gives me a question: what's the scope of the DevOps compared to the operation team? I mean, why this is so booming when already we have the operation team and they are much familiar than what we are learning. They should be knowing. I mean, be aware about all those things, then why DevOps all of a sudden is in the boom?
See, one simple example. What is your understanding about Docker with respect to DevOps? Because
Well, it's a new for me. I mean, everything is new for me. But the person who is working
no,
on
no.
the DevOps side, sorry, operation side, they do you think they should be having their understanding on
No,
the
no, no,
Docker?
no. My question is, you are learning Docker, right?
Right.
Have you observed that you are providing infrastructure in just a couple of minutes?
Yes.
Isn't
Sunil
it?
sir, I'll give him. I'll answer his question.
Yes, please.
Okay. I joined this organization 5 days back. Okay. Now, this is actually a learning platform. Okay. So they have multiple sites throughout the world. So let's suppose I mean, they have similar platforms like Coursera. They also provide similar platforms to the colleges as well. So in the fall, in fact, there are people who actually join in for these sessions wherein the classrooms, in fact, wherein it's called as back to the classroom sessions. Okay. So imagine around 20,000 to 30,000 students joining in one go. Okay. Wherein you have to actually provide a scenario or probably an environment for those people to actually work on. How would you do that? If I have to actually go ahead and get so many numbers of servers for the joining students, it becomes quite difficult for us. And on a similar go, in fact, if we have to test that environment, okay, neither it is possible because I would have to invest such an amount of money. I mean, though one of my client has an amount of money, they have around 12 data centers in US itself. So imagine about how humongous that particular environment. 12 data centers in US, okay, alone, and on top of which, if in case 30,000 people are joining in on that particular environment uh, on one single day or one week itself in a stretch, I uh, I cannot, of course, go ahead and maintain that infrastructure in one go. So in that scenario, in fact, containers, all these aspects of managing NICs and NOCs, in fact, actually comes into play. And it happens in a single go. In fact, you just need to probably, I mean, there are scripts as well that we run. So once you run the scripts, all the platforms are ready in a single go. Rather, if in case I am an infrastructure guy, I would have to actually go walk in and create multiple VM environments, copy the image and pass it on to a different environment. That is really a tedious task. So in such scenario, DevOps is a team which would of course manage couple of work from the uh, operations part, and they'll do it. And that is what exactly I've seen right now they are doing.
Okay. Well, that's really helpful, Prashant. Thank you.
So because finally, I want to I want to have some information. So what is thing what you have observed in Docker is that because you're providing the infrastructure in no time, isn't it?
Right.
Because am I
Yep.
right?
Correct.
Isn't it? So so development, let's say very big companies will have a lot of development teams. A company may have 10 development teams, isn't it? One development working with one client, second development team needs certain time. So they keep on asking this infrastructure, XYZ infrastructure, APC infrastructure. Okay. So meeting the requirements by the operations team is a time-consuming process, and it leads a lot of hardware because
right.
As a DevOps team, you can quickly satisfy them by creating containers and giving it to them. It's all about provisioning the infrastructure because to whoever who needs it. Okay.
So in a way, we can say that okay, DevOps is overlapping operation team. They do similar, part of their job is similar to the operation team, but they have ability because they are on the higher technology. They can provide you the platform
Yes.
or any kind of thing on
Yes.
in a quicker.
You know, the future is no ops. There is research was going on. The plan is no ops. Have you heard, Vikas?
Yeah, I heard that.
That if that gets successful, there will be no operations team at all.
So you will be jobless.
Those people will come into the DevOps then, right?
Yeah, no ops versus DevOps.
Actually, we are a part of
Everything will be automated.
No
we are
operations
already a
team.
part. We already
Job
are a part
cutter.
of the DevOps team right now.
Yeah. So
We
no operations team. That's the plan of no ops. That's once the no ops gets good, it's all the future. So the point is, so I hope you understood because okay.
Yeah.
So so providing the infrastructure. Okay. Okay, fine.
Thank you, Sunil. Prashant.
Okay. And Dinesh, I have a question for you. I mean, you have created Docker host. On top of Docker host, you have created a Ubuntu container. And how you are unable to connect to Ubuntu container. Why don't you take up as a task and try to connect? Maybe from security group point of view, we may need to make some changes. Take the public IP and try to connect, try to debug it, try to fix it. If you're unable to fix it, definitely I'll tell you. Let's try to spend some time this weekend. Okay. Okay, Dinesh. Okay. Thank you all. I hope you are all enjoying the sessions. Okay.
Thank you all.
Yes, thank you. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. And
Thank you so
tomorrow's
much.
plan is Camel by Chetan. I recommend all the participants to join tomorrow's class and get some. I will definitely join. Okay.
Sunil, same
Yes,
time
sure.
or will be there any
Same time.
another time?
Same time. We
Okay.
are habituated to wake up this time and get ready at 6 o'clock morning, right? So why
Yes,
to change the
tomorrow
calendar?
Saturday, no?
Yeah. Happily, let's have
Okay.
some. It's like casual meeting morning every day. Okay. So we'll have
Okay.
a casual sessions tomorrow by Chetan. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you all. Bye,
Thank you.
everybody.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.